your assignments that you've got on Bright Thinker today, there is a new chapter in history all about the Pilgrims. So you're going to be watching Mrs. Campbell go through that chapter today, and then I'll have you guys do some notes over it tomorrow, but you're going to learn all about the Pilgrims today. In science, we're going to be learning about how the respiratory system and circulatory system work together. So we already know that we get oxygen with our respiratory system, and oxygen flows through our blood to the cells that need it. So we're going to be hearing about how those two go hand in hand, the respiratory system and circulatory system. And in literature, we read the last chapter of Farmer Boy yesterday, and today you're going to be completing a study guide. What did you all think of that last chapter? Josiah?
I think it was good. Like when Almanzo got to get Starlight.
He got to have Starlight. So he planned on spending his $200 on his own colt, but he didn't even need to spend his money because his dad just gave him Starlight, who is his very favorite. So very fitting. Ariansh?
I mean, I don't think so this makes sense for some people, but doesn't Starlight actually kind of sounds like Black Beauty? Because Black Beauty does kind of look like Starlight because Starlight has a star. So, I mean, what Black Beauty is the horse after that after Joe Green probably sold Black Beauty. Then Black Beauty gets sold to, I guess, I'm Almanzo, I guess, or I don't know, whatever. Something like that.
Yeah, or maybe you could think of Starlight as being like a cult of Black Beauties. Well, Black Beauty was a boy, but maybe he mated with another horse and they got Starlight as their cult.
Black Beauty and Beauty?
Black Beauty and then a female horse named Beauty.
Yeah, in the book, remember it said like Starlight was Beauty's colt?
Yes, you're right. Starlight was Beauty's colt. Not Black Beauty, but Beauty. I know, crazy, crazy coincidence. Tig, but Beauty would have had to, or Black Beauty, if it was Black Beauty's colt, would have had to move from England to the United States because we're in New York and it was in London before.
For some random reason, in the Black Beauty movie, Black Beauty was a girl.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I heard some other students say that. In Black Beauty is definitely a boy horse. I don't know why they changed it. I think that people have a hard time hearing the name Beauty and thinking of it as a boy. So they're like, oh, just forget it. I guess it's a girl.
Yeah, and then also, it's not in London. It's not in London. They made it in Utah.
Utah? Black Beauty was set in Utah? The movie?
Yeah. And he wasn't owned in a farm. He was a wild horse, and then he went on a road where he wasn't supposed to go. People saw her in the movie. People saw her and wanted to see those colts. But when she ran back the same way her herd was, they knew where the wild horses were. So they got Black Beauty, but we don't know what happened to his mom.
Okay.
And plus, he had no brother.
I just noticed the two on the when all the corn got frozen. The two horses. One of them was called Beauty.
Yes, you're right. In that chapter about the corn freezing over, one was Beauty. And I don't remember if it was at that point or a different chapter that was saying that Starlight was Beauty's colt. But yes, Cold Snap was that chapter. Alina, good memory, Marcus.
So it's kind of hard to say which was my favorite book so far. Would it be Black Beauty, or would it be The Princess and the Goblin, or would it be Farmer Boy? It's so hard to choose because they were both really good books. Like those three were my top favorite three books.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Ariansh?
Which one was first?
So Ariansh, you turned 9 exactly 18 minutes ago. That's when you were born, that time of day. Oh, cool. So you are officially 9. Okay, well, here's Harika. Let's start on the Pledge of Allegiance and school motto. And Emma, did you have something else that you needed to ask or share?
I wanted him to get a horse because I like horses.
Uh-huh. Would you have chosen the same thing as Almanzo at the end? To be a farmer rather than someone working in the town?
If I have horses, probably.
So if horses are involved, you'll choose farm. If horses are involved in making wagons, you'll choose that. It's just go wherever the horses are. Okay, Ariansh, would you like to lead us in the pledge since it is your birthday?
I don't know which. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor. I will honor those things.
Should I say it?
Yes, you can. I was just getting you started.
I will honor those things which are good, true, and beautiful. Respect. I will show respect to others at all times. Service. No, wait.
Service.
Service.
I will do good things for others.
Without being asked. Excellence. I'll strive for excellence in all things. Perseverance. I'll fulfill commitments and not give up or act on discouragement.
Thank you. Please join me for a moment of silence. Okay, boys and girls, well, we are a little short on time, or like we spent more time on discussion today. So we're going to skip phonograms today, but we are going to do our spelling review. So take out your whiteboard and marker, and we're going to review some words that will be on Friday's quiz. And you should be marking these words still. So try your best to remember the markings as you write them. First up is digest. Digest. The digestive system is what helps you digest your food. We're going to learn about that next week or 2 weeks from now. I can't remember. Digest. Yes, Kruti?
So yesterday, before this, the storm started to happen yesterday in the morning, I think, after class and after my homework, my friends were playing outside, so I went outside and we just had the greatest idea. We were gonna make a museum. Well, not a real museum, but like we were going to draw out like all the body functions, like the digestive system. We drew all the muscles, the hearts and lungs, the bones. And then we made like a body museum. And so we did lots of cool things. We also did
Some loud thunder.
You heard me.
I know. And then we also made how like a baby starts forming. And then we just did all the senses. And then all our moms were so surprised because one of the moms was actually pregnant. So she was surprised, and yeah.
That's wonderful, Kruti. I love hearing that. Maybe you'll be a future doctor to already know so much about it. So here's digest. Digestive is not one of our spelling words actually, but digestible is. Please write digestible next. Digestible. The owl pellets that we dissected had in the pellet everything that was not digestible, meaning the owl couldn't actually break apart the things and digest. Digestible is the word. Digestible. Hold it up when you're done, please. Digestible. Very good, Harika. Great job, Josiah and Aryansh. Thank you, Alexander, Kruthi, Dikshita. Let me see digestible, everybody. Marcus, where's your whiteboard? Or whatever you're using to write your spelling words. Perfect. Please write digestible. Okay. Still waiting for a couple of people. Then we'll move on. Very good. Digestible. We use able, not able for this word. Digestible. Next up, please write marmalade, which is like a jam or jelly. Marmalade. Marmalade. Spelled the way you would think it would be spelled. Marmalade. Very good. Waiting for a few more people to hold up marmalade. Let me see marmalade, everybody. Good. See, a lot of you wrote that correctly. Great job. Marcus, you're almost there, but we have A saying its name because of a silent final E job 1. So it's ADE at the end. You were really close on that one. Okay, our next one is desert. Like there are camels live in a desert. This also is the spelling for the word desert, like a deserted island. But the main one I want you to be thinking of is desert, like a sandy, hot desert. Not that it's always hot in a desert, but desert. Arshav, it looks like you might be distracted by something on the computer. Make sure you're holding it up each time, please. Thank you. Desert. Okay, I'm going to erase my board to make room for more. We should have 3 more.
We can still watch Mickey Mouse.
Want me to turn it so you can see it?
Oh, am I unmuted?
Yes, please.
Yeah, just for a moment.
This is
Next is immense. Would you all write immense? Immense. See several correct spellings of this one. Okay, make sure you have the double M in this word. Immense. Marcus, can you add a second M to that word? And then at the end of the word, I see a couple people wrote CE instead of SE. Make sure you have SE. Immense. Looked like maybe Samhita and Emma did the CE ending. but we should be using the SE ending. Immense. Good job. Okay, next up, let's do a synonym of immense, enormous. Enormous. Like this storm today is enormous. We don't have storms like this that often. Pretty unusual. The roads are all flooded. You guys probably haven't left the house today, but a lot of the roads are flooded. It's crazy.
Well, actually, my brother had to go for math testing.
Oh, so you did go. Okay. Tig, I know you're not in Arkansas, so you probably don't know what we're talking about.
It's nice and sunny.
Oh, Tig, don't make us any more jealous. Getting to be in Florida right now.
Well, actually, when it rains, like we do tennis inside instead of outside.
Ooh, do you like indoor tennis?
Yeah.
Where do you do it? At the fitness center? The Walton Fitness Center?
Walmart Fitness Center.
Nice. That's the only indoor tennis facility I can think of. That'd be a really fun thing to do today. Okay, next up, please write. The last one is leopard. We think to spell leopard. Kind of like a leotard, like a gymnastics leotard. But we say leopard. Well, Tig, I'm not glad it's not raining for you over there so that you can still go to Disney and Legoland and get outside. That would be tough if you went all the way over there and then it rained.
We're supposed to go to Magic Kingdom today.
Oh, that's great. You might see some leopards. Not real ones, but. Here's leopard. Leopard is our thing to spell. Okay, that's the last of our review words. You can erase your board now. Oh, Samhita, are your sisters there still? I thought they'd be in at school for map testing.
Actually, theirs is at 10 o'clock.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi, girls. Are you excited to come to school?
Yeah.
Are you in Miss Armstrong's class or Miss Wood's class?
Miss Woods.
Miss Wood. I talked to Miss Armstrong and she said she was getting stuffed animals for everybody so that they would feel better about coming into school. Did you have a stuffed animal?
No.
No. Girls, every time you've responded, it's been at the exact same time.
Yeah, that's why they're like twins. Every single time like we go to a kind of party, most of the time they wear the same dress.
Oh, can people tell you apart, girls?
Yeah, one of them has glasses. They're just not wearing it.
Oh, okay. Okay, boys and girls, well, it is time for our new lesson. Would you take out your binder and a pencil? So they're coming in to school at 10 o'clock. So I assume you'll stay here and one of your parents will take them in. Okay. For our new spelling lesson today, we have 4 words. Okay, our first word for today is fatigue. Would you all say fatigue? Has anybody heard of this before? Tag, do you know what it means?
It means tired.
Yeah, very good.
I know because it's in the high-rise instruction video.
Oh, really? What
safety
context
video.
does it talk about fatigue?
So it shows it's black and white, but it shows people like bouncing on a trampoline, and then at the bottom, in big bold white letters, it says, "If you feel overly fatigued, please exit the arena."
Well, that's a good
And
way
so
of using
And so
that word.
I took a quick guess and guessed it meant tired, and it turned out to be right.
Great job. Yeah. Excellent use of context.
Because the picture showed a guy exiting. Well, it was high rise at the time, but it showed a guy exiting a high rise, driving back home, and then sitting in a beanbag chair with a drop of sweat going down his face.
Okay, yeah, that is a good symbol of him being exhausted. So, fatigue, just like Tag said, has to do with being tired. Either tired because you want to sleep or tired from exercise like that. Fatigue. We're going to think to spell this word fatigue. Okay? Fatigue. Sound it out with me. Fatigue. 2 syllables. First syllable, A. A is in an open syllable saying its name. Next syllable, T, E, G. 3 sounds. The E is I-E. And for the G sound, we're going to use G, 2-letter G, always followed by a vowel. And that vowel is a silent final E. Okay, so use G, 2-letter G, followed by a silent final E. Pick up your pencil and write fatigue, please. Fatigue. Marcus, did you have a question? Okay. Fatigue. Sound it out as you write, and then hold it up when you're done, please. Great work, Marcus. And Marcus, make sure you check your spelling once I project it over here to make sure it's correct, okay? Dikshita, the word is fatigue. That's our thing to spell. Do you hear that first sound?
Tag, you're unmuted.
Okay. Fatigue. A syllable break. T, E, I-E is what we're using there. G, that's G, 2-letter G, always followed by a vowel. Your vowel is the silent final E. Great job if you got that right. If you misspelled it in any way, please cross it out and rewrite it. Give me a thumbs up if you finished rewriting it, if you needed to do that. Okay. Fatigue, we say fatigue. Fatigue. Ariane, would you like to mark it for us?
Yes. So you thinking cap the A, and you underline it. You put a 3 on top of the I. You underline G, 2-letter G, always followed by a vowel. And double underline semifinal E, job number 6.
It's actually going to be job 2 for the U, but I know that's tough because U is not on its own. It's part of a 2-letter phonogram. But it'll be that U rule, that we don't end English words with U or V.
And
Thank you, Ariane. Yeah, what part of speech is this?
Is adjective. It's an adjective. It describes something.
So if we use it as an adjective, it's actually a little bit different. We would say fatigued. Like, oh, he's very fatigued from jumping at high rise way too much. We would say fatigued to describe someone, and then fatigue is the actual feeling. So it's a noun.
So the noun. Because it's
yeah. So it's a little bit tricky because we can make it into an adjective to describe how you feel. That would modify a noun if we said fatigued, but fatigue on its own is actually a noun. Okay, time for, and you know how nouns can be a person, place, or thing, but a noun names a quality or an idea. Quality is what fatigue is. It's the quality of being tired, the quality of that, which is pretty abstract. I know that's a little bit hard to grasp sometimes. Now, our next word is a very normal noun, tricycle. Can you all say tricycle? Hopefully you guys have all moved on from tricycles. But tricycles are a very good way of starting out learning how to bicycle. How many of you have ridden a tricycle before? Tricycle is like tricycle. What does try mean in the word tricycle? What does that try mean? Alexander?
Could you please try the tricycle? Please try the tricycle. Please.
Oh, good guess, but no, it doesn't have to do with trying something. Think of what makes a tricycle different than a bicycle. Samhita?
Tricycle is like 3-wheeled bike.
Good. Tri means 3, and bi means 2. So bicycle has 2 wheels. The cycle refers to the wheel. So bicycle means 2 wheels. Tricycle means 3. Tig?
We have one, and I was able to ride it for the first couple years of my life, and then after, I don't know, maybe the 50, after I turned 5, I looked like a clown riding on it.
Yeah, they're usually pretty small, so I can imagine that.
It's actually a real pain riding one, because whenever I move because even if I only move the pedals a little bit, it still like cramps my knee against the handlebars. I look like Chuckles riding around the circus. Doo.
I used to have like this motorcycle almost kind of looking, but I had it like 3 wheels. And I would just bike on it all around my backyard.
Well, I bet, yeah, quite a few of you had some tricycles, and they are super fun. Kruthi, I'll get to you in just a minute, but let's sound out tricycle. We're going to sound it out as tricycle, okay? Tricycle, 3 syllables. The first syllable is t-r-I, 3 sounds. I is in an open syllable saying its name. Next syllable, and Marcus, wait until we're done with the word before you write, okay? Next syllable, s, I, 2 sounds. That's a k, s, and yet I-E makes the second I sound. Final syllable, k, ol, with a silent final E, job number 4, because we have no written vowel, okay? Tricycle. Please pick up your pencil and write it. Tricycle. Now go ahead, Krithi. What were you going to say?
So if a bicycle with 2 wheels is a bicycle and a tricycle, what's a cycle with training wheels? Is it just a bicycle? But it has chain.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a special name for it. It's a bicycle with training wheels, but you could call it maybe a quadricycle, because it would technically have 4. Maybe we should call them that from now on. If you see training wheels on a bicycle, call it a quadricycle.
And my brother, he's 6, and so our next door neighbors have like a small kid who's like 3 years old, and he has a tricycle. He likes to ride it, and he fits in it.
Oh,
Even though
perfect.
he's years old.
Yeah, well, there's very different sizes of 6-year-olds. My niece is 6, and she looks like she would be 9 years old. She's a giant 6-year-old. And there's others who are very tiny. Okay, let's write tricycle. Try, t, or I, syllable break. S, I, syllable break. K, ol, silent final E. Tricycle. But we say tricycle. Arshab, would you like to mark the word for us?
Put a 3 on top of the I.
We're actually going to underline it. I, tricycle.
And then put a 2 on top of the C.
Perfect.
And double underline the Y.
It's actually saying tricycle, which is the first of the vowel sounds. So we're not going to actually do anything because it is so the sounds of this are y, I, E. But since it's the first vowel sound, we're not going to mark it.
Okay. And then you double underline the E.
Perfect.
And then job number 4.
Perfect. And let's underline that C and L since they're affected by it. Thank you, Arshab. Okay. Our next one is a very familiar word, I'm sure, to you guys. It is calendar. Would you all say calendar? Calendar. A calendar shows the days and months. Calendar. Now, you've probably seen this word in writing pretty often. Does anybody know how we think to spell this word? Some loud thunder over on my end. I don't know if you heard that. Alina, do you know how we think to spell it?
Calendar.
Oh, good guess, but no. Kruthi, do you know?
Calendar.
Yeah, that's it. Calendar. That sound at the end is actually R, the pirate phonogram. Can you sound out calendar with me? Calendar. 3 syllables. Because R and or can sometimes say at a final unstressed syllable, like doctor. It's one of those. Calendar. Sound it out with me. K, a, ol. 3 sounds, which is basic code in the first syllable. Second syllable, n. Basic code as well. Calen. Last syllable, d, r. 2 sounds. Using R, the pirate phonogram. Please pick up your pencil and write calendar. Calendar. Calendar.
Miss Garner, can I mark the word?
I was actually going to have Alina do it for this,
Okay.
but actually I'll have Alina do it for the last word. Yeah, Kruthi, you can do it for this.
So
Moment.
first syllable is
Just a moment, Kruthi. I haven't written the word yet. Okay. Syllable break. Syllable break. Kruthi, can you stay muted until we're done with the word? Thank you. R. Calendar. Check that your spelling matches mine, please. And if it does not, cross it out and rewrite it. Emma, do you have a question?
Tomorrow, can I mark the word?
I would
Maybe
love
one
for you
of
to
the
mark the word
words.
tomorrow. Okay, Kruthi, can you mark this one?
So first syllable is basic code, and second syllable is also basic code. And last syllable, you need to underline the pirate font.
Good. And thinking cap it since it's unstressed. And according to our manual, we're also going to put a thinking cap on the E because it does say an I sound, calendar. Marcus, do you know what part of speech calendar is? Can you think of what part of speech it would be?
A noun.
Yeah, that's right. Another noun. Tyke?
This is a souvenir shirt I got. Hey, it was in the screen, Mom.
Very cool, Tig. Okay, our last word today, boys and girls, is consequence. Would you all say consequence? Consequence. A consequence is something that happens as a result of something else. Could be good, could be bad. There are positive consequences and there are negative consequences. You know, the poem that we memorized, For Want of a Nail, or actually that wasn't one we did a recitation over, but it goes like this. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. For want of a rider, the battle was lost. For want of a battle, the kingdom was lost. And all for the want of a horseshoe nail. Meaning, every little thing has consequences. The consequence of a loose nail coming out was that a whole horseshoe came off of the horse. And the consequence of the horseshoe coming off was that the horse veered off. And we've seen that in Black Beauty, that Black Beauty fell because of a loose horseshoe, right? And then that could mean the rider on top of the horse was lost, just like, I'm blanking on his name, Reuben, right? Reuben Smith. Is that who you guys are thinking of? Yeah. Reuben Smith died because he didn't have, or he wasn't aware of the horseshoe being loose. He died just because of that. So that was a terrible. That's right. He was drunk and he wasn't thinking about what he was doing. So there was a terrible consequence for him not being of sound mind to be able to know that Black Beauty had that loose horseshoe. That was a terrible consequence. Okay, so consequences can be bad like that, but they can also be good. Like the consequence of working hard could be that you learn your concepts well and that you are becoming a better student and you're more ready for the next school year. Right? And you're working hard and developing perseverance and all of our character traits. So we can definitely talk about positive consequences too. Let's sound out that word consequence. Consequence. 3 syllables. First syllable, k-a-n. 3 sounds. Basic code. Next syllable, s-a. 2 sounds, basic code. Next syllable, qua-a-n-s. Consequence. The s is a k-s followed by a silent final e. Consequence. Pick up your pencil and write it, please. Consequence. Samhita, do you have an example of a consequence?
Is this about Black Beauty? Even after the person that takes care of the horses in the barn told Reuben Smith that Black Beauty has a loose horseshoe nail and he needs to get it fixed or else something bad could happen, Reuben Smith was too drunk and plus he was already late. So he couldn't spare just a few minutes to put the shoe back. He said he was gonna come like about at 9 o'clock or something, but he stayed there and he was drinking with all his other friends. Why couldn't he have just spent another 5 minutes and help Black Beauty? Now because of that, he died also.
Yep, that's a very good point, Samhita. Once again, he wasn't thinking straight because he had had so much to drink, so he was not of sound mind at all. Okay, everyone show me consequence. Hopefully you've written that at this point. Please write consequence. Marcus, I'd love to hear what you have to say, but make sure you ask permission before you unmute, okay? Consequence. Show me your word. We get a little bit sidetracked with some of these stories, but it's always so good to hear from you guys. Consequence. Richard, can I see yours? Harika, let me see your spelling word consequence. Harika, sweetie, you can't be moving around the room. Please come back and show me your spelling word. Consequence. Harika, hold it up when you're done. Thank you so much, sweetie. Okay, consequence. Con, syllable break. Se, syllable break. Qua, n, silent final e. Please check that your spelling matches mine all the way across. Look at your first syllable, see if it matches mine. Look at the second syllable, go all the way across. Thumbs up if your spelling does match mine. Great work. If not, cross it out and rewrite it, please. And Alina, I'd love for you to mark it for us. Seems like we're having some connection issues with her. Emma, would you mark the word for us?
So the first syllable is basic code. Second one, the underline and put thinking cap.
Consequence. Yeah, I think we are going to do that because it says it's unstressed. So we say consequence. Yeah, good job. What else? How about the qua?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. The Q and the U, underline it.
Good job.
Then put a 2 over the C and double underline the E.
Good job. And it's a job. 3 is for the C. Good job, sweetie. Okay. Let's go ahead and write these in cursive now. For fatigue, remember that's our F. It's kind of like an L, but drop it down. Yes, Aryansh? Tricycle. Oh, consequence is a noun, by the way. Is that what you're going to say?
Oh, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Yes.
It's a noun. Calendar, calendar is the way we think to spell it. And consequence. Check that your cursive matches mine. Marcus, can you write the words in cursive, please? Okay, and once you're done with that, I'd like us to do a little bit of our poem, The Happy Farmer, next, which I'll post to Bright Thinker today for you guys to practice a little bit more. But it is our poem that really sums up Farmer Boy really well and talks about, you know, what good farmers do for us and the joys of being a farmer, which especially go well with the story now that we've seen Almanzo chooses that for the rest of his life. He wants to be a farmer. He doesn't really care about town life. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but he loves the freedom of working in the farm, right? What were some things he liked better about farm life than town life? Can anybody remember from the chapter yesterday? Emma?
The animals?
He loved the animals. That's right. That was a big part of what he loved. The horses, but he also liked all of the other animals on the farm. What else did especially Father say was good about being a farmer versus working in the town, like being a wagon builder? Can anybody remember some of the good things about farm life that he talked about? Tig?
You get to be your own boss.
That's right. Why is that a good thing?
Well, because, I mean, you don't have to do what other people tell you. You just work how you want and, I don't know, grow things to make more money than you would. Like, you wouldn't get $500 very quickly if you worked, say, like in a wagon shop. If you worked on a farm, you can get $500 just for selling a whole bunch of potatoes.
That's right. So Father likes that best. He doesn't have to divide his money between other people. It all goes to him. And then he gives people like Lazy French Joe and Lazy John just some produce, like some potatoes, to pay them for their work. And he doesn't have to answer to grumpy people like Mr. Thompson. He's just focused on himself and the land and his animals. And he likes that. And Almanzo does too. Okay, let's go over our new poem. And then I've got
And
Actually,
Alonzo
a
wanted to be
version
just like his
you
dad.
guys too. What's that, sweetie?
Alonzo wants to be just like his dad. So
He does. Do any of you guys want to follow in the footsteps of your dad, doing something similar to them? Marcus, would you like to do something the same as your dad or similar to your dad?
Yeah, I would like to take over. If I would take over my dad's resort.
Oh, so you'll like possibly take it over completely. That would be so cool. And you're
Or
learning
other.
and being kind of an apprentice to him, you'll be the one best prepared for it. Okay, here's our poem, The Happy Farmer. And then I want to go over actually a song version of this too, because this poem is in lots of different forms. And it's also been this folk song that's been sung in America, but it looks like it was also quite popular in England and Ireland. And I know, Tag, you love Ireland, so I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, let's say our poem together. Let the mighty and great roll in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. I eat my own ham, my own chicken and, I eat my own lamb, my own chicken and ham. I shear my own sheep and I wear it. I have lawns and green bowers, fresh fruits and fine flowers. The lark is my bright morning charmer. So God bless the plow. Sorry, I'm taking this off. So God bless the plow in the future as now. A health and long life to the farmer. So there it is. Apparently, a lot of farmers would sing this if somebody didn't pay them for their work and for the produce yet. So they would go to a person's house, and basically this was their way of asking for payment. Let the mighty and great roll in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. He's saying, I'm proud of what I do. I eat my own lamb, my own chicken and ham. I shear my own sheep, and I wear it. I have lawns and green bowers, fresh fruits and fine flowers. The lark is my bright morning charmer. So God bless the plow in the future as now, in a health and long life to the farmer. So, you guys ready for the song? There's several different versions out there, but I'll just play you one of them. This is just part of the poem, and then it adds on a little extra too.
Let the wealthy and great roll in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. I eat my own lambs, my own chickens and hams. I shear my own fleece and wear it. I have lawns, I have bowers, I have fruits, I have flowers. The lark is my early alarmer. So jolly boys now, here's Godspeed the plow, long life and success to the farmer. Well, I wake every morn to the dew on the corn, when the light hasn't quite touched the sky. Oh, to the low end of cows and the grunting of sows, and the mare with a glint in her eye. Oh, there are deals to be made, there are debts to be paid, to feed Madam Credit the charmer. So jolly boys now, here's Godspeed the plow, long life and success to the farmer.
I'll stop it there, but what do you guys think? And as you can see down below, it says what I was telling you, that farmers in England would apparently go door to door to people who hadn't paid yet. And it was a way of kind of embarrassing them, but also praising the work that farmers do, saying, God speed the plow, or God bless the plow, as our poem says. And talking about all of the wonderful things that farmers do for the rest of us. Right? We wouldn't have the food that we eat without farmers. We wouldn't have the clothes that we wear without farmers. We need them in our society. And so it's kind of a poem or song that's all in honor of what they do for us. Tig?
What's funny is that Bennett, the guy who wrote that song, I actually would have been Bennett if I wasn't Tig. Funny.
That's a great name, but I think Tig is even better. Okay, well, let's write some of our poem. We are taking up some of our well-ordered language time, by the way, because you have a test on Bright Thinker. So it's just going to be really quick as I go over some things with you on Bright Thinker. Oh, I love that song and I love this poem. I think it makes you feel so good. And it's just a great recognition of the wonderful things farmers do for us. Okay, let's start writing. We're going to do the first part of the poem. Okay, let's put the title here. I was about to say the first line. So, The Happy Farmer. The Happy Farmer is the title. And we'll put the first line over here. Let the mighty and great roll in splendor and state. Marcus, as soon as I start writing, it's time for you to start writing too, okay? Can you start writing this in cursive with me? Let the mighty and great roll in splendor and state. Comma. I envy them not. Comma. I declare it. I eat my own lamb, my own chicken and ham. Oops.
Could you say the stanza again, please?
The happy farmer. Let the mighty and great roll in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. That's the first three lines. I eat my own lamb is next. Comma. My own chicken and ham. Let the mighty and great roll in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. I eat my own lamb, my own chicken and ham. I shear my own sheep. Comma, and I wear it. And that's the end of what we'll write. That's the first stanza. There are two, but that's the first one. Let the mighty and great roll in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. I eat my own lamb, my own chicken and ham. I shear my own sheep, and I wear it. Play this other version in the background. I hope you'll be able to hear it in the background.
Come on, Lewis, you thief, sing. I have lawns, I have flowers, I have.
Can you hear it? You guys keep writing, and if you can't hear it, that's great. I don't know how well you guys could hear that, but I wanted to still keep on this page. Anyway, that one was just several men singing it all together, more in the context of when it would be sung. A lot of these folk songs are just, they've been around for ages. They have different versions of it. So people have slightly different words that they sing compared to those two versions that we heard. And then the poem, there's a little bit of some differences because it's just been passed down for such a long time, just like with folk stories. Like Aladdin that we read at the beginning of the year, all of those Arabian Nights stories, and some fables also. They're just these great stories, great songs that have been passed down. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy memorizing this one. It's a great celebration of Farmer Boy as we finish up the book and think of all of the wonderful ways that farmers benefit our culture. And to quote the last part of our poem, a health and long life to the farmer. That's what we should hope for. That farmers would have healthy, long lives. Okay, who is done with this stanza? 5 lines in the stanza. Great job, Sahanasri. Great job, Alexander. We'll spend a couple more minutes on it, and then if you're not finished, I am going to post this to Bright Thinker later for you guys to have some time to practice it, and then you can also copy it from there, okay? So if you don't finish it now, you'll be able to finish it from what you see on Bright Thinker. Marcus, please don't turn your camera off. It needs to stay on the whole time, bud. Thank you. Okay, again, thumbs up if you finished. Okay, let's take about 1 more minute, and then whatever you don't finish, you can finish later after seeing it on Bright Thinker. Okay, boys and girls. Well, that's all for now. Again, I'll have this up on Bright Thinker for you to do later. Let's say it together. Let the mighty and great roll in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. I eat my own lamb, my own chicken and ham. I shear my own sheep, and I wear it. Kirthi, would you say it for us?
Sure. The happy farmer. Wait, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah, you can say the whole thing.
Set the mighty and great, roll it in splendor and state. I envy them not, I declare it. I eat my own lamb, my own chicken and ham. I shear my own sheep, I wear it.
Thank you, Kirthi. That was great. It'd be fun for us to even, instead of doing normal recitations, you sing it. But I know it's a little different from one version to another, so it'd be kind of hard to replicate that. But I'll share that website with the song version of it for you guys to listen to as well. Okay, let's go over, at this point, our well-ordered language test. So you can drop your pencil for now. If you are not quite finished with the poem, it's okay. You can finish it up later, and it's a good way to practice your poem. Okay, so today you have a well-ordered language test over compound verbs, and then tomorrow we're going to start your final chapter of the year in well-ordered language. So let's go over your compound verbs test. It's a little bit of a different setup than what you typically have. But I think that it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so you will not actually have any sentences to write out and analyze on this test. There's not going to be any of that. Instead, you'll have some questions like this one. Here's a sentence. Under the bridge, the kids ran and jumped in the cold water. And you'll answer, what is the preposition in this sentence? Now, there might be two, because some of these options tell two. Is it under and in, ran, or in and ran? So you'll choose which one's the preposition, or maybe there's two, so choose the one that has the correct two prepositions. That one makes sense? If it helps you, you can write out these sentences and analyze it completely, but you're just going to be choosing parts of speech. And since you guys have been struggling a little bit with prepositions and direct objects, I've been focusing a little bit more on that in our test. And then since this whole test is on compound verbs, there's more of a focus on those compound verbs, but not so much on like subjects and adjectives. Some of this is just matching. Choose the correct word. This is just like what we did on Monday. to go with its definition, and the songs will help you with that, right? Like our synonym, antonym, and homonym song tells us what each of those is. Synonyms are words that mean almost the same thing. Antonyms are words that have the opposite meaning of another word, right? It tells you what they are right there. Homonyms are words that sound the same but have different meanings and sometimes spellings. So use those jingles to help you. Next, it says a sentence. The athlete is relaxing and stretching before the big race today. And look at the word today and tell me which part of speech is it. Preposition, object of the preposition, subject, or adverb. Okay, so just one of those words you'll answer based off of. Next, in the field, the horses galloped and neighed together. What are the compound verbs in the sentence? Field and together, galloped and neighed and together, horses and galloped. You'll have some synonym, antonym, and homonym parts of the test too, where you would match the word with its antonym. Like number 1, commend, a recent spelling word. I put a lot of spelling words as synonyms, antonyms, and homonyms. Samhita, what is an antonym for commend? Commend is the opposite of which one, would you say?
Reproach.
Good. Do you guys remember that reproach is to like disagree, or not disagree, but like, kind of judge someone? You know what? I think these seem like they're just putting them in the right order. Oh, this one hasn't, but anyway, so commend and reproach. So you would just choose A. Never mind. It is kind of jumbled a little bit. The next sentence, Aunt Joan recklessly drove and parked the dump truck down the road. What is the direct object in this sentence? Would it be road, trucked, or Aunt Joan? Okay. What part of speech is in the sentence here? For this one, match a word with its synonym. Okay. I might have made those antonym ones a little bit too hard. I might change some things actually before you take that test. I was trying to do as many of our spelling words as possible. What are the compound verbs in the sentence? What are the compound verbs in that sentence? What's the preposition in the sentence? And match each word with its homonym. So homonyms are words that sound the same. As long as you read those, should be pretty easy for that one. Any questions about this test? Any questions? I know it's a different layout than what we've done before, but it's been so tricky to figure out a good way to upload a picture of the sentences, and I figured this would be a good way to do it instead. Aryansh?
So after the compound direct objects unit, then after that, what are we gonna do then with the well-ordered language, because it's gonna be the very end of May.
You're right. We are going to have other grammar that we will be practicing together that is not part of well-ordered language.
Oh.
You know how we learned about like compound and complex sentences? That's not part of your well-ordered language unit, but it is something that's helpful for your writing. So we'll spend some time focusing on things like that, but it's not going to be things that like you'll take a test over or do in a workbook. So you'll see what that looks like, in a few weeks once we are finished all together. Any questions about this? Anything else? You guys feel like you'll be able to do well on that test? No, Emma? What's confusing about it?
I feel like with the word where we like the or spelling words to try to guess what they are.
So like maybe some of them you don't know the meaning of? Okay. If you don't know the meaning, you can ask your parents for help, okay?
Okay.
Because if you are trying to figure out the opposite of what something means, but you don't know what that word means still, you can ask help for that. Good question. That's still going to be a good practice of what antonyms are if you have help with what each of those words mean, and then you match up what those opposites are. It's still good practice of what we're doing. Okay. And that's the case for everybody, not just Emma. If there are any of those words you come across and we have talked about it before, but you forgot what it means, you can ask help on those. You can ask for help. But try to do very little of that. Okay, it is time now for math. Stand up and stretch. We have a new unit today, so you actually have no math homework. Because anytime we have an introduction part of a new unit, oh, thank you, Arianch. Orthography first. But math is going to be pretty quick today because we're just doing an introduction to our new unit on time and temperature. Time and temperature. Josiah, you look ready for that. Why are you so excited?
Because I really wanted to learn about temperature.
Okay. Well, Mr. Fahrenheit would be happy that you feel that way. Did you know that there was a real person with the last name Fahrenheit? He came up with the mercury thermometers, and that's why we talk about temperature in Fahrenheit, at least here in America, because of Mr. Fahrenheit. Okay, let's write our words in orthography. We're not going to do any sorting today, just writing them for lesson 105. Alexander?
What's really cool is so I've told you guys this before. This guy has a tortoise farm, and actually, like, I've been wanting to write him a letter, and then like he always gives out his address. So today I'm gonna practice my handwriting and make a perfect letter.
Nice. The guy who has the tortoises, you said?
Yep. Yesterday he just got one of the world's biggest tortoises.
Yeah, and you got to see it, right?
Oh no! I mean, like, not like he's lives in Florida.
Okay.
Charlie is my tennis friend.
Okay, sorry, I was confused. I thought you were going to actually see the tortoises yesterday.
And I did.
Consequence is the last one. So there they are. Fatigue, tricycle, calendar, consequence. Yes, Marcus?
I haven't seen one of my friends in 4 years.
Oh, that's too bad. I hope that you'll figure out a way to see him sometime soon.
His name's
It's hard when you
Bryson.
move away or when your friend moves away. Is that what happened? Okay, once you're done with this, you can put your orthography notebook away, and Arianch, you can definitely take out that workbook, but we're actually not going to do anything in the workbook since it's just an introductory lesson. We will do some work in it tomorrow, but not today. But it's still good to see some of the things that we are going to be doing in the unit. So you can feel free to take a look at it if you want. But you're actually only going to need your math notebook and maybe a whiteboard today. Maybe. Where is... Okay, so take out your notebook. Sorry, I was trying to find, I had these little small manipulative clocks that I thought were in one place, but they're not. I'll get it later. But okay, so we're talking about time and temperature today. Samhita, would you read this little comic strip for us?
Mm-hmm. Mom, it is noon. Accidentally muted. Mom, it is noon and it's hot. Mom, it's still warm in here with the windows closed. Time flies. That's right, the weather is cool now. I'll wear my jacket. We're finally home. It is nice and warm here. I'll drink a glass of cold water while watching my 8 o'clock TV show.
Okay. So we are talking about time and temperature, so I think they just wanted to tie in some time and temperature. It's hotter at noon and cooler at night, basically, is all that seemed to be saying. That was kind of a silly one. Some of those are good. That one seems kind of silly. Here we go. So recalling prior knowledge. In second grade and earlier, you should have learned about skip counting by fives to find the minutes on a clock. Give me a thumbs up if you remember that well, sideways if you feel like, oh, I kind of remember it. I hope some of you have a manual clock like this one at your home so that you're able to practice telling time that way and not just digital. No, not for you, Emma. Yeah, it is more common to have digital clocks, but hopefully some of you have access to manual clocks like this.
I have a Google.
Okay. Aryansh?
There's a big mistake in there. There's 2 30s instead of 130 and a 25.
Yeah, that is a huge mistake. You're exactly right. I don't know why the book has that big of a typo. So that should be a 25 right there. You're exactly right.
That's skip counting by tens and
But
then
I remember
20, 30, 30. Very silly. Good find on that, Aryansh. So you skip count by fives to find minutes, and your clock has minute hands, or the numbers are for hours and minutes. But if you're trying to figure out the minutes, you would use skip counting to see how many minutes that actually is. So if the minute hand is pointing to the 1, that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25, not 30. And then 30. Sorry, my pencil's not working. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And guess what? Your multiplication is going to come in handy because 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 9, 45. See, when you were younger, you might have actually skip counted all the way to that number to find it. Well, now you can do the shortcut of using multiplication. And then we'll get into it later, but if the minute hand is between those numbers, you would count by ones to get to that. Also, what you should already know before starting this unit, how many minutes are in an hour? Sahanasri? How many minutes are in an hour?
60.
60, correct. And how many hours are in a day?
24.
Good. But we have it, we have a clock with just 12 hours because you would go through the clock 2 times completely in a given day. Marcus?
We've been doing school for 93 minutes.
Oh, good time telling. Absolutely. So we would read this time as 2:30, and as a digital clock here, it also shows 2:30. Also from second grade, you should have done some finding elapsed time, which means how much time has passed. Like 8 a.m. is 1 hour after 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is 1 hour before 8 a.m. 10:30 is how much time after 10 a.m. How much time has passed between 10:30 and 10 a.m.? Ty?
Half an hour or 30 minutes.
Good. And yeah, excellent point. We can say half an hour or 30 minutes. Now 10:30 is 30 minutes before which what time? Josiah, 10:30 is 30 minutes before what time?
11 a.m.
Good. 11 a.m. So that comes before 11. Now for the temperature part of this unit, you'll need to know about reading numbers on a number line. Like this arrow points to the 3 on the number line. Pretty basic. Let's do some practice now. Look at each clock and decide which number is missing. Could I have Harika answer this first one? Look at the clock. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. And the words are, the minute hand shows blank minutes after the hour. So you don't have to tell the whole time, but just think through the minute hand shows what or which minutes after the hour. Now, first of all, do you know if it's the red or the blue hand that's the minute hand, Harika?
It's the red and the blue.
Good. Do you see how the blue is longer? It actually touches the number.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So, and in our workbook, I think it's always going to be blue is the minute hand. So the blue hand is pointing to an 8. Do you remember skip counting by 5? Or you can multiply 8 times 5 to find how many minutes that is. What is it?
40.
40. Good. So 40 minutes after the hour.
Yeah.
Sahanasri, can you do number 2 for us? The minute hand shows blank minutes after the hour. We're not doing the whole time yet, just minutes right now. It's the blue hand.
Is it 25?
Good job, 25 minutes. Dikshita, can you do number 3? It says tell the time. So we're going to tell the time completely. Not just the minutes, but also figure out what the hour is.
Miss Garner, can you please move it down a little bit?
Yes.
7. Okay. 7:50.
Good job. 7:50. The minute hand is pointing to 50 minutes, and it's between the 7 and 8, but anything before you actually get to 8 is still 7 o'clock or in the 7 o'clock time. Okay, finally, number 4. Who can read this time? Aryanch?
12:05, I think.
Great job. 12:05. Okay, let's move on. What would be the time that is 20 minutes past 7? Alexander, what time is 20 minutes past 7?
That's easy. 7:20.
Good job, 7:20. What is 45 minutes before 10? 45 minutes before 10. Tig?
9:15 a.m. or p.m.
Good job. Yeah, it's not clear whether it's a.m. or p.m. 9:15 is 45 minutes before 10. Now, here are some a.m. or p.m. specific words. Remember, a.m. is before noon, between midnight and noon. p.m. is between noon and midnight. Rishith? Robin eats breakfast at, would it be 7:50 a.m. or p.m.? Sorry, it's this one.
Robin eats breakfast at 7:50 a.m.
Good. And he eats dinner at?
8 p.m.
That's a late dinner for a young boy. 8 p.m. That's more logical than a.m. though. Okay, and let's do this last part. Kruthi? 3 p.m. is blank after 2 p.m. How much time has passed?
1 hour.
1 hour, correct. Marcus, 4:30 a.m. is blank before 5 a.m. How much time before?
It's 30 minutes before 5 a.m. or half an hour before 5 a.m.
Excellent. Yeah, we can also say half an hour. And noon is blank after 11:30 a.m. Emma?
Can you put it down so I can see it? There we go.
After 11:30 a.m. How much time after?
I'm kind of confused.
So 11:30 a.m. Think of what 11:30 a.m. would be on the clock. After 11 and pointing to the 30, how much more time has to pass before it's noon, which means 12 o'clock?
30 minutes?
30 minutes. Good job. Okay. And since we have a little extra time, that's actually the whole introduction, pretty quick. But since we have a little extra time, and I didn't call on quite everybody yet, Alina, we already talked about how many minutes this shows, but can you read the time on that clock? Alina, for some reason, I can't hear you. I'm turning on the chat so that you could type it in. Don't know what's going on over there. Alexander, can you tell the time for clock 1?
Sure. It is 3. Hold on. Let me count it up. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Or you can use multiplication.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. I know the answer is like 3:40. Sorry, I was just like thinking. If it's in the middle of 3 and 4, it's 3. So I was like, it's 3:40.
That's right. Anything before you get to 4 is still 3. Great job. Who else have I not heard from yet in math? Josiah. Okay, Josiah, can you read the clock for number 2 finally?
Okay.
What time is it?
The time is 5:45. No. 9:25.
Good job. 9:25.
And so it's 25 minutes after the hour.
Good. Or you can say, 25 minutes after the hour or 25 minutes after 9. Or let me give you another challenge, Josiah. How many minutes is it before the next hour? Working backwards, how many more minutes until the next hour? Josiah, can you unmute yourself?
15 minutes.
No, good guess, but okay, let's Josiah, can you unmute yourself? Let's kind of count forward. So the minute hand is pointing to the 5, which is 25 minutes, like you said. How many minutes until you get to 30? How many minutes?
5.
5. And then this is half an hour. How many minutes is that?
6 o'clock.
30-minute passes here. So there's 5 and 30. What is that all together?
5:30.
It's 35 minutes until the next hour. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
30 and 5, 35. And with this one, how many more minutes until the next hour? Final question for Aryansh. Aryansh, how many minutes until the next hour in clock 1?
Let's see.
The minute hand is the blue one.
Minutes is 40. Then there is 20 minutes.
Good job. 20 minutes to 4, or 20 minutes till the hour. Okay, boys and girls, that was pretty quick. Excuse me. For this unit on time and temperature, we're going to be moving fairly quickly through the chapters because I think you guys are going to have a fairly easy time with it. I would highly encourage you in this unit to have a manual clock like this around. That would help you to have something hands-on. And if you don't have something like this, I'm also going to post a manipulative clock, kind of like, with the fraction strips. I had you print those off so that you had a hands-on approach. I'll have a clock that you can print out and have some hands pointing to the time, because if we were in class, you'd have little clocks to work with. But since you don't, it'd be nice if you could have something that kind of is that experience at home. Okay? Well, Arianch, I know you're ready to leave and have your birthday presents.
Yes.
Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, especially Arianch, but everybody. Oh, Samhita, perfect. You have a little kind of kitty clock. That works well. If any of you have something like that at home, that would be great to use.
I have something like that, but it's in a box.
I have a turtle. Will that work?
I guess you could draw some numbers on the turtle if people don't mind, on his shell. Nice, Josiah. So, Arianch, you're about to open your presents, right?
Yes, and then after that, then my friends at 5, they're going to come. I cannot wait.
I'm sure. So 5 o'clock after they get done with school. Okay, well, have fun.
And this morning, like, I literally didn't even know that it was my birthday. I totally forgot about it. And then my mom woke me up with a birthday song. And I had no clue what was happening. I was dreaming of bow and arrows instead of my birthday.
Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your day. I'd love to hear about it tomorrow, how it goes with your friends. Bye. Bye. Okay, I'll have just my reading group stay. Everybody else, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.
Bye, Miss Garner.
Bye. Bye, Miss Garner.
Bye. Bye, Miss Garner.
Bye.
Bye.
Samhita, why did she leave?
Bye.
Let's see, who are we missing? Rishith. Yes, sweetie? We are missing Rishith. Okay, are you guys ready to read a little more of Wind in the Willows? Now, Mr. Toad just keeps getting in